Hello and welcome to the Yvonne Nobles podcast, New You Outgoing Places, where we celebrate and embrace the growth and so many good things happening around the world and entrepreneurs alike, near and far. Today, we are most honored to be joined by Felipe Freire. He's a phenomenal business coach, currently residing in Brazil, where he was actually born, and he helps you strategize how to build 6- and 7-figure businesses. Now, he did tell me before we started, it's been 19 years of turning his hair gray much faster than he should. So, Felipe, we're so happy to have you today. How are you?
Yvonne, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here. I'm really good today. Thank you so much for this.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, we always get things kicked off with a little bit of an icebreaker. So
All
if
right.
you could tell us something interesting about yourself that most people do not know, a hidden gem.
A hidden gem about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's an icebreaker? Okay, here's the thing. I usually amuse myself very easily,
Good.
which is part of the mindset, really. So I'm constantly like making jokes in my head about myself or some stuff that's happening. Right. So just the other day, actually, I was at Home Depot, and the guy that walked in, he literally translation, he asked for a cat strangler, which is a Ziploc. Yeah, which is just a Ziploc, but there's this funny name that people use here.
I didn't
And
know.
then in my head, I was like, oh, poor cat. And then I laughed after, right? So like, and then if people just see me walking down the street, they might see me like dance walking or like moonwalking for no reason at all.
That's
So
wonderful.
that's a jam, isn't
Well,
it?
especially given the general state of events and affairs around the world, having that sense of humor is everything. So definitely keep that up. Keep that up.
Yeah.
Now, we're very curious if you could tell us more about your professional journey, any speed bumps or roadblocks that you had to overcome on the road to success.
All right. If any, let's say that it's basically two times that I lost everything in a
Hmm.
way. The first time that I lost everything, I lost a 6 million business per year. And then the second time, I lost a 7-figure business, not multiple, but
Wow.
seven.
Wow.
Yeah, that's some speed bump. The first time I was actually quite immature and naive, stupid, really, because I have this dream. I still have it, and I'm still going to make it happen, right?
Awesome.
To create schools for poor children so they can actually get like great education with business, finance, psychology. So that's how I lost my first business and everything because I trusted the wrong people and I
Mm.
was blinded by my dream, right? And I didn't actually have anyone around me to actually coach me around that. So, that was also a mistake that I made because I should, right? But then I actually got blinded. People, oh,
Mm.
I can help you. Like, you want to do that? Great, let's do it. And then I got inside that twist, which is actually something we were mentioning inside the coaching business right now, right?
Yes.
It's similar, not like 7 figures, but it's similar. And then the second time, because then I lost everything and I was married at the time. And then I said, okay, I have to rebuild. Fine, let's do it. And then I think it was like 14 months, I was at 1.3 million.
Hmm.
But then in a couple of years, I got divorced. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want to fight. You can have everything. It's fine. I can start over. It's all good. And then I did. And that was 2020.
Uh-huh.
And because of all the experience, in just 5 months, I went from like 4 clients to 120K per
Phenomenal.
month.
Phenomenal.
Uh, but here's the catch though, because that's another huge speed bump. 12 months ago, 13 actually now, I looked around and I was like, you know what, guys? I'm tired. It's been 11 years since I actually took a vacation.
Wow.
So, you know what? I'm going to move to the beach. I'm going to keep just a few clients and I'm going to enjoy for a while.
So how's that going?
That's what I did. Oh, amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm sorry, guys. Absolutely amazing.
Now this is so quintessential because part of my message is always you must listen to your body. You have to tap into you, because if we don't show up fully for our clients, we won't have a business, you know? So
Yeah,
I think it's brilliant that you saw there was a need and you responded to it.
yeah. And you know, I kept a few clients, and then actually I realized something last month actually. Because yes, I kept clients, but I wasn't really doing much. And yes, I'm going to explain that in a few minutes. But I wasn't really doing much. I wasn't even looking for more clients, and I still got them.
Mm,
So this year alone, without doing marketing, asking people, you know, you want to work with me? No, no, no. I've got like 57 clients because of what I built before,
yes.
right? Because of that.
So
And
solid
and also the
foundation.
and also the way I structured the business itself,
Awesome.
because there's that too. And that's actually what we're doing with Beyond Money,
So
right?
tell us more
Yes,
about
we're
Beyond
new.
Money. Tell us what that's about. It sounds phenomenal.
Thank you. Yes, that's new. We started like pretty much like 4 weeks ago, really, based on my experience, based on how I was able to really grow like multiple seven figures and seven figures and seven figures again in such a short period of time. Like I did say this to you, like unfortunately, right now, and I've been away from the US market, from the global market, right?
Mhm.
I'm seeing like a bunch of people selling programs like on, let's say, autopilot, but not delivering, which is
Mm,
sad, which is really sad. Because honestly, just really think about the strategies itself. Take all the fluff out of it. You honestly need three strategies to go from 0 to 7 figures. That's
mhm,
it.
mhm.
And you just need another two strategies to go from 7 figures to multiple 7 figures and 8 figures. That's it. That's it. And it's super simple. I promise you, it's stupidly simple,
Mhm.
because the main part of it is the mindset. The difference is what we do is we focus on the mindset, we prepare the mind first.
Mhm.
After that's done, we talk about strategy, marketing, and sales. And then we tie everything together. That's it.
Love it. Simplicity at its finest.
Yeah,
Wow. Well,
that's what it is.
given your experience and what you are building now, we know that we're going to see phenomenal things on the horizon for you and your team. What's
Oh, yeah.
beautiful about it is, the heart of it at the core. It's more than just the money. So the title you've given it, Beyond Money, is just brilliant. Very, very
That's the idea. Yeah.
curious. What would you say are your top three sources of inspiration, given that you've taken this break and you know that you can't pour from an empty cup? What keeps you going?
Well, this is one story that this is part of the story behind, actually, which is my father.
Hmm,
And let's not get into trauma and stuff, but yes, I had some. Everyone does, right?
right.
But the reason why I was 19, for example, and by the time I was 19, I was making 10,000 a month, and that was years ago. 10,000 was a lot of money.
Yes.
I went to my father, all happy. Hey, dad, look, I'm making 10,000 a month. My father looked at me with a straight face, said, "That's not enough. You can do better."
Hmm,
And then I was okay, fine. Then the next 8 years, I hustled. And by the time I was 27, I was literally crossing the street, like checking my phone, the bank statement, looking for a particular deposit. I got to the end of it, and then I saw 564,000. And I was like, what? I made this in a month? Wait,
but how did you feel when you saw that?
surprised,
Hmm.
surprised actually. Because I was, wait, what? I didn't even notice. And here's why. The main reason why I was doing all of that, the main why behind it is because I wanted to make my father proud. I wanted to get my father to say, "Son, I'm proud of you." Which didn't happen once I told Dad, I'm making $500,000 a month. And then he was like, "Of course you are. You don't have a life. You don't go out. You don't have a relationship.
So
You
the
only
pendulum
work."
swung the other way.
Yeah. And then I was, okay, you know what? You're right. Fine. So let me get a life. And then for the next 3 years, that's kind of what I did. So like, I kind of like, okay, cool. So let's actually like stop some stuff. And my employees, for example, they were like, you know what? It's great when you're not here. I said, why? Because everything works smoother. And I was like, why are they saying that?
Hmm.
And then I got it. Because when I'm around, I'm pushing people every second. Let's go further. Let's do more. Let's actually get more and do more and help more. And when I'm not around, they go, okay, cool. Let's just relax.
The cat's
Right?
away, the mice will play.
That's it, right? And then I
But
actually did that.
yeah,
But
well, curious how you said you push, which is good. Everyone needs motivation. But how do you know, like, when is it too far? When have you gone beyond what's right or what's good when it comes to a
okay,
team?
when you put it what's right and what's good,
Yeah.
I see where you're coming, right? And this is actually, let's call it like a hack on actually how to have a very smooth multi-seven figures working.
Okay, and
You
I'm going to
pay
make a
them
very
but
special announcement. Listen up, audience. This is important. It's coming straight from Felipe Freire himself. Okay, they're ready.
you give them bonuses every month based on
Genius.
their performance.
There you go.
That's what you do, right? Because then again, you said like Beyond Money is a great name. And that's the thing. Every time I made a ton of money, I wasn't doing for the money.
Mm,
Why people can't get this?
mm.
Why?
I'm
I
going to,
didn't even show.
I'm not going to say I know the answer, but I will attempt to proffer. It could be because they haven't experienced what it feels like to be on the other side of the money.
I thought about that too.
Yeah.
I thought about that too.
Yeah. Because you remember
Because
the elusive carrot that dangles in front and you're just chasing, chasing, chasing. But then you get the carrot and you realize I kind of feel the same. It was nice,
or worse, or worse, or
but
worse.
there's got to be more, you know? So beautiful, beautiful.
Like, and here's the thing. I'm just going to shine in a story that's not mine, actually. It's from a YouTuber. He was loving doing YouTube videos and stuff and growing. And his why. We actually talk a lot about why and purpose
Yes,
inside the programs.
yes.
So his why and purpose was, I want to buy my house, like the house that I want, the way that I want, and I want to buy cash. And then he was really working, going after, like doing a bunch of videos and building, growing, and then at one point he had enough money to buy the house. He bought the house. He went 4 weeks without doing one video.
Mm,
He lost his purpose. He lost his why completely.
amazing.
And this is one part of what we do too. Why you want to do this? As I mentioned to you, it was my father, my why.
Hmm.
And then I lost my business, right? I, went bankrupt and all that. And then I was all sad and gloomy. And my father told me it was actually his birthday, and he gave me the gift. He looked at me and was like, "Why are you like that?"
Hmm.
You know why? I feel like the worst human being on the planet right now. And then he asked me, "How many millionaires lost everything?" And then I thought for a second. I was like, "Well, there's actually a bunch. How many of them actually did it again?"
Hmm.
And I was like, "Well, there's a bunch as well." And then he gave me my present. You can do it too. I believe in you. And I'm proud of you.
Oh,
Yeah. And then my why changed. He had to. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to keep going.
hmm.
And this is something that I'm going to, again, another hack I'm going to give you right here, right now.
Hack number 2.
You can place your why on people. That's fine. Like I did it with my father, and I was married, so I did it with my wife, my ex-wife, actually, right now, right? So you can do that.
Hmm.
That's fine. Here's the thing. It's tricky because you can actually lose it. So the best thing is, if you want to put on people, put it on your kids, your daughter, your son.
The next generation.
Yeah. Because then that's fine. You won't lose it because you're a father, you're a mother, you love them unconditionally. So that's fine. If you can't really find your one, now I have a different one, which, yes, it's still placed on people, but it's completely different. I'm going to get to that. So yeah, you can definitely do that. It's totally fine, but it can be tricky.
What I love about the point you're making is it's almost a level of transcendence that most people, their why starts with something physical. So perhaps as money or an object. And then they realize, if they get that thing, that it was never about the thing, that technically now we have to elevate it to people. But then there's the question of the next step as you climb. Is it the right people? Is it the right way? And ultimately, finding your why is where completion happens, because many people are just kind of floating about, roaming about, wondering what's the point of it all. So the fact that you were able to twice recover and build big businesses, and you're still out doing these amazing things, your resiliency is astounding. And a lot of that, like you said, is just knowing your why. Love that. Love that. So curious, what's your opinion? Do you choose your calling, or does your calling choose you, and why?
Interesting question. This is how I found out about my calling, and I'm going to answer your question with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always under our nose. So here's the thing. I've been helping people since I was like 7, 8, as long as I can remember, right? Like, I've been taking care of people. I've been helping them, like, go from one place to another place, like, whether that is like on their minds or like on their lives or whatever it is, right? And funny enough, and it took me a while to actually realize that all the business that I had, because I didn't have only 3, I had like more like 16.
Okay.
But two of them actually, like, one of them went broke. Yes, we know that. The other one I left, right? And the other ones, like, I sold, or like I gave it away or whatever. But all the business that I had that had most success, all of them had to do with taking people and guiding them to their dream. Whether that's money, actually, money is a consequence, but that's a different topic. But like, oh, you would like to, like, I had a photography agency for models. Like, you want to model? That's cool. We can help you. So that's one, for example, right?
Right.
So it really doesn't matter. Like, everything that I've done was to get people from where they were to the desired place, the dream. Everything. And then again, it's right under their nose. But it can take a while to actually figure that out. Right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, like, the calling, it's in you. It's yours. You just have to look. That's it. You don't have to create, like, reinvent the wheel. No.
Love
Just look
that.
at your path. Look when you were a kid and the things that you were doing, right? And the things that you really loved doing. Like, go check that. And then you probably find it.
Love that. You're reminding me of a conversation for those in our listening audience that tend to think that life coaches, business coaches must have it all together, and that's why they're doing what they're doing. Just want to remind you that we have our support too. So what you're saying, Felipe, reminds me of a conversation I had with a mentor recently, wherein I said, you know what I realized? The thing that I thought I needed to deliver was so far off from the thing that my clients want, because I was running away from home. The very thing that you need to be doing, that, like you said, as a child, you either excel in it or there's a pattern. Embrace that, because it's your superpower. And when you do, things start falling in place, and they happen so easily. And you're going to laugh at yourself, because you're going to realize it was right there the whole time.
That's true. I did laugh when I was like, wait, what? Look. Oh, I did laugh, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. So why don't you tell us what are you working on? What new project specifically of yours should we be on the watch for?
Right now, we are actually implementing our bulletproof program,
Nice.
which is very simple, really. Like, it's how to grow multiple six, seven figures with one strategy. That's it.
Love it.
Like, very simple. I know, very daring, very challenging, very like, are you for real? But yeah.
Well, we tend to overcomplicate things in life. So the fact that you've mastered simplicity, that's something that is worth top dollar for sure. If people want to get in touch with you and get more information, ideally, what's the best way for them to reach you?
The best place would be Facebook, definitely. My handle is the Felipe Freire. And
Awesome.
yes, send me a message. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm going to be sure to include that in the write-up. So for those of you who are listening, obviously, you can go ahead and find them on Facebook. And those that are able to, in a position, just open up the write-up, click on the link, and you'll go straight through to have a dialogue with Mr. Felipe Freire himself. So before I let you go, this is a bit of a
Yeah.
more hypothetical question.
All right.
Let's say that you could go back in time 20 years and you had just 2 minutes to confront your younger self. What are you saying?
To confront?
To advise, to encourage, whichever way you think that dialogue's going to go. What are you saying
Okay.
to you 20 years ago?
Everything is going to be fine.
Hmm. Hmm.
Honestly, I wouldn't change a thing. And I know you get it.
Mm-hmm.
And, for the people listening, here's the thing. The journey you take is taking you to the place that you need to be with all the hardships, all the breakups, all the problems, with all of that. So go through that.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing is that I understood this quite a while ago. Stop asking why this is happening to me and
Mm-hmm.
start asking, what do I have to learn from this?
Beautiful.
No matter what it is, no matter what it is. Like, it's a win, awesome. Celebrate, yeah. But then go back and say, okay, what should I learn from this? Should I learn that I need to keep doing this, rinse and repeat? Awesome. Should I learn that this is a win and it's just a win right now and I should get more of those? Awesome. Should I learn that this is part of life? Definitely. It
Mm-hmm.
should be.
Wow. Yeah, definitely a beautiful way of looking at the fact that, just being on autopilot isn't enough. Really putting meaning into what you're going
Yeah.
through is so, so essential. And the real intent of that question is a parting gift. It's what we want you to be saying to yourself 20 years from now. And it seems like you've
Oh,
mastered
cool.
that, understanding that what you're going through, there's a reason. And our only purpose is to maximize it. So, any parting words that you want to share with our audience?
Well, it's actually an old one. I don't remember who said it, but someone will remember. Fail. Fail fast and keep going.
Absolutely. Yeah. Not the falling that's a problem, right? You got to get back up.
No.
And the faster you do it,
Exactly.
the more you learn and the more you get to pay it forward. I mean, if you can spare someone else making that same mistake, if they're willing to listen,
Exactly.
that's the gift of life.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true. But you know what? About listening, just be persistent. Keep going. It works.
Surprisingly so. So we are most grateful that you were able to join us today. And we're going to encourage all of our listeners, be sure to check out what Felipe is up to, follow him, have a dialogue, and make sure that you take anyone in your life that means something. Take them aside, tell them how you feel, because today may not last as long as you think. You want to definitely maximize the time you're in. And Felipe, we thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, wishing you limitless success here on out. See you
Yvonne,
next
thank you
time.
so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to share this video and like, comment, and subscribe. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at NewUL. Until next time, stand tall in your power and remember, your belief in yourself is your superpower.